Hello everyone and welcome back to This Week in ESO episode 12. I'm your host Rob with MMORPGcom. This week in Elder Scrolls news, ZeniMax releases an apology for accidentally banning accounts that weren't really duping. Speaking of duping, one bug was fixed and a new dupe bug was added. It looks like the bank bug is finally fixed. And ZeniMax released a feature on their website about creating trials. First off, let's talk about information on the recent account bans. Posted on ZeniMax's official forums, community manager Joburba posted, as part of our continuing effort to combat gold spammers, botters, and exploiters, we recently banned a number of accounts. After several players appealed, we were able to investigate the matter further and discovered some legitimate accounts got caught up in the sweep. We unbanned accounts last night and have email responses going out for those affected from our support group. It is never our intention for legitimate players to be harmed as we work to keep your game free of cheaters, and we sincerely apologize for the mistake. They didn't have to post an official apology, so it's nice to see that they actually took the time and effort to do that and acknowledge the fact that they did make a mistake in a public fashion. So good job, ZeniMax, for doing that. Let's just make sure that we don't do it in the future, but continue the efforts to kill the bots, because personally, getting tired of seeing them in the single player dungeons, but you know, I understand it's part of the process. Like I talked about last week, the game had a huge dupe bug that was located where people were creating essentially infinite amounts of gold because they had a bank stack exploit that they were taking advantage of. That dupe bug was removed from the game. Unfortunately, another dupe bug was discovered, and I've heard rumors of a third, but I haven't really been able to substantiate that. I do know the other one involved hireling males, and that, in fact, did work, but has been reportedly taken out of the game, and I personally have not been able to recreate it recently, so I believe that one has been fixed as well. Hopefully, they can keep the dupe bugs out of the game from this point forward. Speaking of bugs that really piss you off, it looks like the bank bug is finally fixed. I went out on a limb and I finally decided to repurchase my bank spaces back, and I've yet to lose them, and I haven't received reports from anybody in my massive guilds that have lost theirs either. On the downside, I was not recompensated for the gold and the original slots I lost. But at least I don't really have to worry at this point forward about losing them again. On ZeniMax's official website, they released a feature on creating trials. It's worth your time and effort to go give it a look. They really go down through their design philosophy and show you some of the nice art, and one of the new features that will come out with the trials is a death recap. This will help people involved with PvE encounters to actually find out what really killed them, and it'll be interesting for other people to take a look at too. If you do take a look at the screenshot that they have post, the person that took the picture has 40 incoming males, and I wonder if they were, in fact, trying to duplicate some of the bugs before they went around and were participating in the trials. All kidding aside, personally, I really look forward to Craglorn. I'm the type of player at this point in my life that I don't know if I will actually get to participate in the trials. I definitely won't be able to do it on the cutting edge with everybody that's out there trying to score to the tops of the leaderboard, but it is something I'm looking forward to doing. They have clarified what people will receive on the leaderboards. It appears that it'll just be additional items that you could earn in the dungeons, so it's not like you're going to get something that nobody else will ever be able to get to. It's just like a little bit of extra bonus items that you'll be able to get. Also, you can take part in the trials as many times as you want through a week. You'll just only be limited to getting the certain boss loots for once a week, but you can do it as many times as you'd like. One thing that I do take issue with, though, in their explanation of creating the trials, they're having encounters that they've never had before. There will be times when players will be required to do burst damage and put out as much DPS as possible. There will also be times when players are tasked with being able to survive, which would mean you'd need skill points put into survivability. The way it made it sound to me is like your character will have to benefit from being spec'd a certain way, which I'm okay with, other than the fact that the respec price is quite ridiculous. If it's 100 gold per point, and you've got 150 to 200 points, that's a lot of gold just to respec so you can participate in trials once a week. I really hope that if they're going to continue with a design philosophy like this, that they either create multiple different templates of specs people can have and switch between, or they reduce the price of respecs, because as it stands, they can become quite prohibitive quite quickly. That's it for this week, folks. Thanks for watching. Let's continue this conversation on social media. You can find me on Twitter at Grakulen, Grakulen. Continue to leave me comments and feedback in the section below. I read every one, and you can find yourself featured in the next video.